When I was 19 years old in Scotland, I got to hear Jan Gehl's lectures, and it completely changed my life. Because Jan didn't talk about buildings and architecture and the big axis and, the big facade. He talked about life. And the point of architecture, the point of buildings, is to give us better life. A city's made of glass and concrete and stone and bricks. These are all hard things. But the life is soft. This green stuff, the birds singing, all of that stuff is the soft stuff. And that's actually maybe the most meaningful thing, because actually you don't really go to look at the building or to look at the design of the pavement. You go to be with other people. You go to have experiences which are shared with other people. And that's again, I think, the starting point for everything we wanted to do. The good thing is we've got lots of open space, green space. So there's a very high proportion of open space, but different kinds of open space. This is the first one. Some of it is very public, like, wow, this is great, a place to have the market and the party. But there are other places too, because in everyday life, you need some places which are like, wow, but you also need places that are more like some calm places. So in one project, we make many different kinds of places, because like life, you have different moods, there are different times. Sometimes you want to have a beer and listen to the music. Sometimes you just want your kids to get to sleep. And so it's like we need to accommodate for all of those kind of everyday things. As a foreigner, what you notice when you come to Slovakia, because you're right in the middle of Europe, between east and west and north and south, it's a very exciting place to, there's the geography, which is extremely interesting, but the history as well. And that's reflected in the buildings. And so there are some very unique buildings in this location, and it seemed important to kind of preserve as much as possible. It was a very clear idea from the very start. And this is the big problem we have. If we don't take care of these old buildings fast enough, this is what happens. Vandals break in and damage these buildings. So this question of the speed of how quickly we can save these buildings, and why we do that is also because we want to make a more rich place. I've never worked on a project with so much public transport already there. I couldn't believe it. Already here there was a full tram system, there was a night bus, and then there was a regional railway station, a local railway station, and the potential for a third railway station just there. There's also a lot of possibilities to live without a car on this place. There's a lot of facts that we can work with. Knowledge about health, about the human body, about psychology, and all of those things we can use to make a design on. And those, I think, are the really key points we want to work with. I'm looking forward to the next chapter, seeing the architecture developed and seeing this new neighborhood grow in Bratislava.